Friday, June 15th, 4 a.m. Mountain Time, 2018. Guys, in this video, we're going to take a look at some recent sky phenomenon photos and video that have been sent in. All of this data you can find at the Sky Phenomenon Photo Gallery here at the website, MrMBB333.com. It's a good little hub for information if you're interested in the sun and the earth. And I've even got an interactive weather map that if you click on this, it'll take you to a real-time radar map of the United States. Real-time lightning, that's a global monitor that keeps track of lightning strikes around the world. So all kinds of interesting real-time data here at the website. But right now I want to focus on sky phenomenon. A lot of pictures and video have been coming in lately. And we're going to start off with a collection of some videos that were sent in. Get quite a few, like I said. What we're looking at here is what looks like, and again, this is open to interpretation, but you know, it looks like the city floating in the sky. But I want you to pay attention to something in the background here that I noticed that's equally as interesting. When we see this type of phenomenon, it does look like the New York City skyline, no doubt about it. But pay attention to back here. I'm going to slow it down and show you what I see here in just a minute. Something looks out of place right there. Let me pause it. See this thing right here? I have no idea what it is, if anything. All I know, it's casting a shadow on the clouds below it that's creating what looks like almost a shoe print, but it's a perfect oval. See that underneath here? Then of course you've got here that looks like the New York City skyline. But pay attention to this thing. It's very unusual. It just looks out of place. Here it is in a little different contrast. What I did is adjusted the color, adjusted the lighting to pull forward the darker colors in this photograph. And here you can clearly see, and it doesn't match anything else in the photograph. And that's a fairly large section of the sky. Look. Perfect shadow underneath whatever this thing is. Very interesting and good observation. That was sent in by Brandy. There it is again. You have our skyline, but I'm really kind of interested in that thing. But we see pictures like this all the time that just kind of, I don't know, they defy common logic. It looks out of place. Kind of like this. This was sent in by Dave from Cheshire, out of the United Kingdom. Big sky beam, big shadow. But pay attention to this anomaly here he's focusing, he's zooming in on. This here caught his attention as well. It just didn't look right. Looks out of place. Doesn't match the rest of the clouds in the sky. It's almost like a real light blue haze that's thicker here, and it extends across the front of that big towering beam. Those things there down below almost look like some sort of a cone or a pair of cones. But that's huge. Once again, that's from Cheshire, United Kingdom. You can see he's interested in this here also. And I agree, it doesn't look normal. Doesn't look like the rest of the sky at all. Don't know what's causing it. I've seen this type of phenomenon recently, though, I will say. It obtained color, or contained color, multiple different colors. You can see light streaking up down here, shadow beams. Look like candlesticks. Now we're going to jump to Florida. This video was taken by Jerry as he was driving down the road. And as you can see, there's what's left of a rainbow. It's trying to form, but there's something that has a straight line that's coming up from behind the cloud here that's blocking the rainbow. some sort of a dark shadow with a very sharp edge. Look at this. Let me pause it for a second. Normally the rainbow, you would see it would continue on. You know, there wouldn't be this it looks like a ramp. Look at that. That's a straight line, and we know that nature doesn't typically work like you see over here in straight lines. It's a darker color, and it's like it's blocking the rainbow. That's why he took the video. It's a closer look at it. Never seen anything quite like that. Video was taken from Florida. Just interesting, and again, it goes along with the other pictures and videos that we received, like this one here. You guys have already seen this, but I wanted to include it. This was a very rare, unique, it looked like milk was being spilled through the atmosphere, just a milky cloud formation. And that's not sped up. That's actually the original time. That has not been altered. Those clouds were moving at a very high rate of speed. And then the colors, that's how it was sent to me. And those things look like milky type of clouds. That's why he videotaped them. They did not look natural to him. He'd never seen anything quite like that. And those are from downtown Chicago. So a good collection of videos there sent in. All of those you can find at the Sky Phenomenon Photo Gallery. This is another photo that was sent in by Donna from Prescott Valley, Arizona. And you're thinking, you know, you see clouds and some different things in the sky. But what drew her attention to this area were some squares. And what you have to do is, I'm going to adjust the contrast just a little bit. And you can really see these squares. Check this out. That's what drew her attention to this section of sky. Those squares right there. And once again, you know, we know nature doesn't typically work in 90-degree angles, and you see multiple 90-degree angles right there in the sky. That's why she took the picture. Good observation. And then I'm back to this thing here that looks like something in the sky behind those big shadows, leaving a perfect shadow on the clouds below. Very, very unusual. This photograph here I took myself. This was a few mornings ago. I haven't been outside super early. I'm normally up early, but this morning I was outside. This was back on June 6th. But you can see the sun, the twilight was already up well above the horizon at 4:20 a.m. I took a screenshot of my phone, and that's what I saw in the sky, looking to the, that would be east, more northeast actually. But we're seeing the sunrise come up quite early out here. This next photograph is also of what looks like twilight. And this was sent in by Kelvin from Alliston, Ontario, Canada. And he too noticed what looks like early sunrise or twilight, but this was in the middle of the night, around 3 a.m. And he took the photograph because he doesn't normally see this. So good observation by Kelvin from Alliston, Ontario, Canada. This photograph here you guys have seen. If not, it's a very fascinating photograph. This was taken by Donna from Palmdale, California. There were no storms in the area, just some sort of what looks like a giant cigarette appeared in the sky above their community. Unbelievable. And it extended even much farther than this. Just a huge roll cloud. And normally we see these roll clouds, or at least we have in the past, they're associated, or they're the leading edge of a line of thunderstorms. And as you can see, there's pretty much blue skies. So a very unique photograph, once again, taken by Donna from Palmdale, California. This is also Donna from Palmdale, California. She's got a great eye for the sky. You can see here you got some big orange sunbeams coming up over the horizon. Interesting sky. Another great photograph. Thank you, Donna. This next photograph I'm going to share with you guys is something that I've seen personally back over 10 years ago. And I've never seen it since until this month. Actually, this was sent in last month. I've seen that in the sky myself. one time in my life, and I wasn't looking for it, and it wasn't on a cloudy day. And I think the reason that this is a little more profound is because of the clouds. When I saw it, there were no clouds, and I did a video about it 6 years ago, trying to explain what I saw, but I had never seen anything like this, nor was I looking for it. I was simply standing outside as my family and I were at a friend's birthday party, and I stepped outside for a few minutes, and that appeared in the southern sky, about 20 degrees above the horizon, but it was all blue sky, so it made this thing, whatever it is, appear to be blue. But that's what I saw, and you can clearly see that this object, whatever it is in the clouds. This little section of clouds here is in front of that thing. Don't know what it is. I can't even begin to speculate, but I still remember to this day, and it's been over 10 years, watching this thing for a little over 2 minutes in the southern sky as it drifted slowly from west to east and then exited out of the top of the atmosphere. It backed up and went straight up out in the blink of an eye. It was the most unbelievable thing I think I've ever seen in the sky. But there it is again. That was sent in by Jeff. He apparently noticed this thing also. So incredible. Here's a little different look at it so you can tell that it's just not some anomaly, and it is in between the clouds. There are clouds in front of this thing. That is a structure, and that is very, very real. Another picture sent in by Jeff of the sky. Looks like a big wedge in the sky. There's that line that we've been seeing in the skies that are just, again, hard to explain. Even meteorologists have a hard time explaining how these lines appear in the sky. They're very, very interesting. This next photograph was sent in by Brian from Navarre, Florida. What looks like a dual sunset. Looks like there's 2 suns in the sky on this day. This was back around the first week of June. So, good observation from the Florida Panhandle. This is another image that Jeff sent in. I think that's the original. Or maybe I adjusted the contrast just a little bit. But you can see that it has physical structures or it wouldn't be reflecting light. There's something there. That's very real. Trust me. I did a video about that years ago when I first started doing YouTube videos. And that is exactly what I saw. And I've never seen it since. In fact, there's the original right there. That's the original photo. We're going to end the video with something that, actually I got a couple of photos from Newfoundland. When I showed you the video from Cheshire, United Kingdom, that haze that was in the sky in front of the big sunbeam or sky beam, that big shadow, well, this is kind of a version of it from Newfoundland. This was sent in by Philip, and you can see he noticed something strange in the sky as well. And that's in the far northeastern part of Canada. Big beams there. I want to end this video on something that's very, very interesting, and I'll leave this one up to you guys. This was sent in by a young lady that was just trying to photograph her dogs. And normally, when she takes pictures of her dogs, they look at her. She says their name and they look. Maybe it's only for a second or two, and then she takes the picture. It's not something she does every day, but when they're out and about at the park or out here just enjoying the day, you know, she loves her dogs, and they normally listen to her. But on this day, this dog here, his name's Bo, his attention was on something else, and she couldn't see anything that would draw his attention away from her. Normally, if she says his name, he looks. You know, he's a well-behaved dog. But on this day, he was very, very intrigued by something up. She didn't know if it was in the sky, what it was. She didn't see it until she got to looking at the photographs. And as you can see, there is something, some sort of an apparition in the photograph that this dog appears to be looking at. Have no idea what it could be. I've never seen anything like that in my life. But it definitely, you know, it's hard to explain. How do you explain that? And she said the dog never did look at her. And then this dog was looking at him. He's looking up at possibly that. Very, very interesting. I've never seen anything like that in my life, so I thought I would share that with you guys. It's a legitimate photograph, but it doesn't have a real easy explanation. So it's just one of those things that it's a mystery and may never be solved. But they say that animals and different creatures have a different perspective of reality. They can see a different light spectrum than you and I can. And that is true. So I don't know if he was seeing something that obviously she couldn't, but it definitely looks like he was looking up at that, whatever it is. All right, guys, I want to thank you for watching. Have a super, super day, and we'll talk to you soon. Be safe out there.